I'm going to come around with a pink ticket. This is your person card. This is going to give you one personal influence. So pick one for your group. I want you to look at it and I want you to think, how would this person play with this toy?
It's kind of hard.
So what's it? Okay, so you guys have demonstrated really well. As I walked around, I saw what might be happening. So tell us, this group, super quickly, what's your person? What's your person? A 4-month-old. How are they going to play with this toy?
Well, we definitely talked about lunar grasping the handle and like shaking it around.
Okay, can you demonstrate that? How would they hold this? Yeah, for sure. It's perfect for that ulnar grasp, right? What else? They might, yeah, they might hit it. It makes noise.
They might just stare at it because it's pretty colors.
That's true, right? It's very attractive. Okay. What about this group? How old is your person?
9 months.
9 months. What are they going to do with this little thing?
Just pincer grasp it, like press it down.
That's perfect for this age as well, right? Yeah.
Or they might just chuck it across the room.
They might also, well, they probably wouldn't make it across the room yet, right?
A few feet.
But they would, a few feet maybe. Very good. Okay, what's your person? A 2-year-old. And what's your toy? Make sure they can see.
Mrs. Potato Head.
All right. How is a 2-year-old going to play with this?
I said we all said that they would like grasp these with their fingers and
Mhm.
rip them off.
Mhm.
And it's also good for like cognitive development, knowing like parts of the faces and what to analyze.
Okay. Very good. And your person? A newborn. What's your toy? Make sure everybody can see. They have Duplo Legos. And what's your person gonna do with those? A newborn.
Well, so like someone would have to give it to them, but we would say that they like might tease on it.
Yeah, so they might put it in their mouth if they can kind of get it there, right? That pre-reaching kind of thing, they might do nothing, right? Okay, I'm going to give you another card now. This card is going to be a context card, right? So maybe start thinking about why I'm giving you a person card and a context card. What do you got to do with the person card and the context card? You got to put them together, right? These are multiple influences.
You have a bigger sibling who brings you toys to play with.
So, okay, so let's start over here again. We have a 4-month-old, and what's your contextual factor?
You've never seen this toy before nor seen anyone play with a toy like this.
Okay, it's brand new. How might that change the way you play with it, or would it?
So I talked about that they possibly, depending on how heavy it is, that they might put their mouth on it.
Okay, yeah. Especially around 4 months, right? We're going to see some teething definitely starting, and a lot of babies, even though that could be a little early as well. But yeah, for sure. Babies love to put things in their mouth. And it's novel. Anything else?
We talked about how they make noise and they might try and figure out how to make it make more noise.
Yeah, okay. So it just might interest them, right? Intrigue them because they've never seen it. Very good.
You have a bigger sibling who brings you toys to play with often.
Okay. How might that change the way that you play with this, or would it?
So since they're 9 months and they're kind of like in the pincher stage,
Mhm.
instead of like having to really reach for it, they might just have it brought to them, and
Okay.
then they just pinch it. And also we found if you hold it down, it makes the noise for longer, so that might, yeah.
Yeah, so like eventually that toy is gonna get taken away or like turned off. They're gonna be like, okay, that noise.
Or brought somewhere else
Yeah.
where other people can interact with it. That's what happened here to this one. Yeah, for sure, absolutely. What about this group? You have a 2-year-old, so what's your contextual factor? Okay, you have a lot of toys like this. How might that influence the way you play with it?
I guess like the child would be really good at facial recognition and working with smaller pieces.
Okay, yeah, you have practice, you have experience. What else might happen in either of these cases where somebody's bringing this to you all the time, or you have a lot of these?
Maybe with boards.
Yeah, you might be bored with it. You're like, whatever. It's not novel, right? It's not interesting, and it doesn't light up, like this one over here. And then this group, the newborn, what's your contextual card?
Your caregiver tells you that this kind of toy isn't for you.
Okay, so your caregiver says this kind of toy isn't for you. In what situation might that happen?
We were talking about like if it was like a boy and like maybe if they have a Mrs. Potato Head, then like them saying that like that toy isn't for you because it's a girl toy.
Okay. Okay, good. And how might that change the way a newborn plays with it?
It really just depends, like, if your caregiver actually gives you the toy,
Yeah.
like this, not all parents would give that to their newborn.
Exactly. Maybe because of the type of the toy, right? But if this was a feminine or a girl-typed toy and you had a baby boy, some people would not even give them that kind of toy, right? Let's think about our 4-month-old. What is your, so we have a 4-month-old who, what was your first contextual card? They've never seen this toy before, but now what's your other personal card?
You suffer from growth faltering.
You suffer from growth faltering. So how might that change the way they interact with this toy?
We talked about how they might not be able to pick it up because they're like growth faltering, their measurements are below normal, so it might be heavier and harder for them to pick up.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything else?
They also might be like disinterested in it if they're withdrawn, very hesitant towards playing with it.
Absolutely. So they might be withdrawn, they might be hesitant about playing with it. Very good. Our 9-month-old who has a sibling who brings toys or this thing to them all the time, and what's your next personal factor?
You have a joint disorder that affects your mobility.
With a joint disorder that affects their mobility. So how
So
many?
we would think that like it'd probably be with like it might if there's in their hands instead of like grasping and stuff like that, they either like just poke it or
Okay.
maybe even just go from like just a straight down angle and just hit.
Okay, so maybe they can't really engage with the pincer grasp, right?
Yeah.
I know that thing's fun. It's
It's kind of
It's a good one.
roll. One more contextual card. All right, let's go ahead and go through them, and we'll kind of talk through them as we go. And
Your caregiver uses this toy to play with you often.
okay, that kind of goes against the growth faltering
Yeah.
aspect, right? Let's say they have a dramatic change, right? Or they go to a new daycare or something like that. Now they have somebody playing with them often with this. Might this change anything?
Maybe more interactive.
Okay. So maybe it might spark some more of that interest, right?
Like setting an example of how to play with it.
Yeah, modeling, absolutely. Very good. Okay. What about our 9-month-old? What's your next contextual card?
The toy is on the tall shelf.
It's stored on a tall shelf. But what else is going on with this 9-month-old?
We have an older sibling that gives us stuff.
So is anything going to change here? Kind of balancing things out. Absolutely, very good. So why do you think, what are we taking away from this activity? You have personal cards, you have contextual cards. What's going on with physical development from infancy all the way through toddlerhood? The big picture here. Yeah,
It's affected by a lot of different things, not just one factor or
that's right. It's not just one piece of your person, the personal factors that you bring to the table or the contextual factors that you bring to the table that are influencing the way that you're going to learn to move and navigate your environment and, your fine motor skills, your gross motor skills. What else? Anything else? Yeah.
Okay, I found it interesting that like the younger infants, like even if their context changed, the way they interacted with it might not have had to change as much.
Yeah. And what was that kind of based on in this activity?
I mean, the younger ages, they weren't going to change it, but also, like when their card said that it was like not very interested baby. Like,
Yeah.
Nothing's going to really change that.
Okay, that personal temperament factor. So we're going to talk about genes a lot, but temperament's important as well, right? Like, are you really motivated to engage with certain kinds of things, or are you just really chill, right? And it doesn't interest you, right? We're different in that way as well. And if you're a baby who, for example, really doesn't care about walking, right? You don't care if you walk, you can roll everywhere, you can crawl everywhere. Maybe you're not going to walk when everybody else is walking, right? And hit that milestone, but you'll walk eventually, right? So it's really complex, just like any other piece of development. We see these dynamic, bidirectional interactions between the personal pieces, between the contextual pieces, and it's going to shape each individual's development very differently, okay?